Okay, good morning. So today we'll start with tolerance. Yes, what is tolerance? Restraint. Restraint from what? Open to the ideas through others. Okay, okay. I mean anything which is diverse. Okay, basically tolerance represents a very fair, objective and permissive attitude towards those who are different from you. Okay, basically it's an act of enduring the diversity in your environment. Are you getting my point? And diversity can be in context of race, religion, caste, class, sex. It can be in any sense. Okay, it is not about rejecting. I mean tolerance doesn't have a negative connotation. It has a positive connotation. Okay, it's not like just you won't take the diversity in your environment as a liability. Okay, but you accept things as they are and you consider the diversity as an opportunity. Okay, the diverse people are there, they will bring diverse opportunities to the table and it can lead to the development of society also. Okay, and all of you know that tolerance has always been there in our culture. Okay, like in the last 3-4 years this debate is coming up that India is becoming more and more intolerant. Okay, is it true? I mean, if suppose if this question is asked, there is intolerance debate has been there. So is it something true or it is just a creation of some people who have their own vested interest? So what will be your answer?
Some say more hype is there than.
Yeah, I mean, कैसे करोगे? How you will write a balanced answer?
Some dent has been made, but not completely.
See, I mean, it is too ugly to say this thing. Okay, like Indian culture, I mean, it dates back to more than 4,000 years. Okay, and since then, this tolerance has been shown. कहाँ से, like history से? Can you give me any example from history? और पीछे जाओ, prehistoric times में जाओ. Aryans क्या Aryans? अब murals देखते थे, cave paintings. What you see that people start living together, eating together, dancing together. Right from there, I mean, वो भी तो tolerance ही था ना एक तरीके का. When people are living together, it seems they are tolerant to each other. Okay, from there, then Vedic age, tolerance was there. Later Vedic age, multiple religions were there. Okay, Jainism, Buddhism. I mean, there is no case of any mass execution or riots in that period. Okay, Chandragupta Maurya, he adopted Jainism. Okay, Ashoka ने क्या adopt किया? Buddhism was there. Then Gupta kings were there. They were all Brahmins and they patronized Buddhism and Jainism. किया था ना? So tolerance was there. In medieval times also, Ashokan pillars हैं, rock edicts हैं, they all give messages of tolerance only. है ना उनके messages tolerance के? अकबर का दीने सुले कुल and those इबादत खाना settings. Okay, और बताओ medieval से और क्या था? Bhakti movement. Bhakti, I mean all those Sufism and all those Bhakti movement leaders, they all gave message of tolerance only. Tulsidas, Kabir, all these people, tolerance was propagated by them. Okay, modern India से example now. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Dayanand Saraswati, in fact all of them. Okay, Rabindranath Tagore, all of them have given the message of tolerance only. Present India's refugee policy is an example of tolerance only. Okay, I mean you can't say that what has happened in the last 1 or 2 years But overall policy, if you see towards refugees, it is highly been tolerant in nature. हर जगह से इन्फ्लो है refugees का. Okay, वहाँ से Rohingyas are coming, Bangladeshi Muslims from Nepal also, minorities are, क्या है नेपाल से क्या Madhesis problem is there, Afghanistan people are coming, Sri Lanka Tamils are coming, from everywhere. Influx is there of refugees. And yet India is tolerant to them, even when there is no regional treaty, no domestic policy, and India is not even signatory to UN Convention on Refugees. Then also these things are happening. So Indian culture has always been tolerant in nature. It has been the culture of coexistence, culture of assimilation and acceptance. Okay, I mean, I'm just giving you an idea of how you should frame your answers if such type of questions are there. Yes, certain incidents have been there, some beef, moral policing, lynching cases, mob violence have been there. Yes, they are there. But it is too early. They are highly discrete in nature. Random incidents have been there. There is no pattern in them. Okay, and it is too early to say that India is becoming intolerant. Yes, certainly. Education का meaning ही tolerance है. Okay, in fact, accepting others' ideas is a sign of educated mind. Yes. Okay, so tolerance. I mean, you can give so many examples in this regard. Right. Just write down a small definition of tolerance, and then I will discuss why tolerance is important in civil services. Tolerance refers to a fair, objective and permissive attitude towards those whose opinions, practices, race, religion, nationality, etc. differ from one's own. It is an act or capacity of enduring the diversity of views and practices in your environment. Now tell me why tolerance is important in civil services. Give me some logics.
Because Indian society has a lot of diversity. You have to work in society, you have to deal with people.
You have to deal with diverse people, so you need tolerance. Yes. In fact, you can link it with the nature of All India services. In All India services, what happens? A Gujarati is posted in Northeast. Okay, a Punjabi posted in, let's say, in any southern state, and vice versa. Let's say, a hardcore Jain, he is posted in a district which is known for its slaughterhouses. How he will be able to work there if he doesn't have tolerance? Okay, so
IAS lobbying you have people coming from different backgrounds.
yes, people coming from different backgrounds, different castes, different classes. Yes, so intergroup cohesion also requires tolerance. Okay, so this is the first thing. You have to deal with diverse people. This is the first idea. Second idea, you can write of social capital. How you can enhance social capital if you are not tolerant? Social capital we discussed, na? the good bonding, how that thing will come if tolerance is not there? And it is a duty of civil servants to enhance social capital in a society. See, now it's again, now we are linking. Now you know the idea of social capital, so you have just linked it to this thing. Then we discussed some values of civil services. Objectivity discuss किया था. Is objectivity possible without tolerance? Is empathy possible without tolerance? Okay, so tolerance is the prerequisite for other values of civil services. This is also a logic. नहीं है. I mean, if you are very angry towards someone, if you are not, if you become irritated by the presence of someone, how you can be objective towards him? Okay. So, tolerance is a prerequisite for other values. And most importantly, tolerance is a constitutional obligation on civil servants. Constitutional obligation है. It is inherent in the value of secularism. Secularism का idea था ना? What do you mean by secularism? See, secularism again has different connotations in different societies. Okay, so you should understand the again basic concept of secularism. Basic concept of secularism suggests that government is not concerned with the relation between man and God. It is just concerned with relation between man and man. Only this worldly affairs and not other worldly affairs. Okay, this is the basic meaning of secularism, and after that everything is just a different connotation. Okay, so secularism. Okay. And you cannot be secular if you are not tolerant. So this is the fourth perspective I have given you. Okay, one more article is there. Tolerance not only towards different practices, different people, but also different opinions. Opinions के लिए भी तो चाहिए ना. आर्टिकल कौन सा आएगा? आर्टिकल 19, फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन. Freedom of expression is there. One very important quote of Voltaire is there in this regard. क्या बोला था? Sir, I may disagree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say so. Okay, sir, I may disagree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say so. But I will defend to the death your right to say so. I mean, you have every right to speak up your mind. Okay. And even though I may differ, but I will acknowledge your idea. That yes, you have an idea and I accept it. Got it? So this kind of attitude is required on part of civil servant. ठीक है. Tolerance is also very important. I mean, even some moral philosophers have also highlighted its importance. You can write Plato's temperance. Plato has given 4 cardinal virtues. I will discuss it later. In this, one of them is temperance. And temperance is directly related to tolerance. Okay, so Western philosophy has highlighted the idea of tolerance. In fact, Indian philosophy also. Indian philosophy क्या कहती है? सारा problems कहाँ से start होता है? From where all problems started? Ego से start होता है. Okay, when ego is, what is ego? Sorry? Atma. You can say Atma, not.
Atma and Brahman.
हाँ, like basically giving more importance to yourself. You think that you are superior to others, and when you start giving too much importance to yourself, what happens? You become intolerant to others. तभी तो होगा ना? Like if someone is saying like he is presenting his viewpoint, you will become intolerant. अरे ये तो बेवकूफ है, he doesn't know anything, he is nothing in front of him. Okay, so you will become intolerant. So intolerant comes from ego only. इंटॉलरेंस से क्या आएगा? एंगर, और एंगर से क्या होगा? रॉन्ग कंडक्ट. सिंपल है, मैं कितना बेसिक आइडिया है. इंडियन फिलॉसफी यही कहती है, एवरीथिंग स्टार्ट फ्रॉम ईगो. ओके, सो वेस्टर्न आइडिया भी जोड़ा, इंडियन आइडिया भी. यू कैन ऑल्सो राइट इन ब्रैकेट में इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस भी लिख देना. Emotional intelligence talks about being tolerant only. Okay, when I will discuss emotional intelligence, you will be able to relate it with tolerance also. Examples of intolerance by civil servants in the past. Gujarat riots, Sikh riots in 1984. All these are examples of intolerance on part of civil servants. In fact, Supreme Court has made many observations that these things would not have happened without, without, the nexus between bureaucrats and politicians. Okay. Yes, you can say yes, very good example. That was also a case of intolerance only on part of, let's say, SDM. I think वैसे shooting order तो DM ही देता है. Yes, DM you can write. Okay, or you can write civil servants also. ठीक है, so this is also an example. Okay, in the past, many of these examples they show that intolerance has been there among civil servants. Okay. In fact, any form of injustice inflicted upon minority, or let's say any community, it is a sign of intolerance in society. Right? अभी प्रणब मुखर्जी ने क्या बोला वहां पे RSS headquarters में? That tolerance is required. India, it's a culture of tolerance only. We don't need intolerant Indians. What we need is argumentative Indians. Okay, intolerance नहीं. हाँ, yes, and when you will be able to do that shastrarth? Only when you are tolerant, because when you are tolerant, you will be able to control your anger, and once that emotions are controlled, then only reason will come into play. Okay. जो इबादत खाना वाला जो सुलह कुल का जो अकबर का आइडिया था, इट वाज बेस्ड ऑन टॉलरेंस ओनली. ओके. ओके. एनी पर्सनालिटी हु हैज शोन लॉट ऑफ टॉलरेंस? एग्जांपल्स कोई? अरे कोई टॉलरेंस वाला एग्जांपल? जाकिर हुसैन. क्या छोड़ के चला गया? MF हुसैन भाई, जाकिर हुसैन. मैं कहूँ वो कहाँ से कहाँ वो, ये ब्लंडर मत कर देना भाई. MF हुसैन ने टॉलरेंस उसने थोड़ी शो किया था. अरे रिएक्ट करने की स्टेट में ही नहीं था वो. कहाँ से रिएक्ट करता बेचारा? ओके, ही लेफ्ट द कंट्री. नहीं शो किया इनफैक्ट टॉलरेंस ने, वो तो छोड़ के चला गया।
Sir, अभी current
महात्मा गांधी वॉज हाईली टॉलरेंट।
current में the boy
हम्म।
who was killed, उसके father ने iftar party
हाँ,
की।
बहुत बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल है। वन बॉय वॉज किल्ड, आई मीन वो कुछ ये नजफगढ़ साइड था, दिल्ली में ही था वो, इंटर रिलीजियस मैरिज का चक्कर इशू था, वो लव अफेयर था, एंड द बॉय वॉज किल्ड बाय द फैमिली ऑफ गर्ल, एंड देन द फादर ऑफ द डिजीज्ड बॉय ही ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इफ्तार पार्टी for the family of girl, in fact for the whole community itself. It's basically a symbol of tolerance and harmony in the society only. Very good example, yes.
Chef Vikas Khanna visited
Hmm.
Muslim family who saved him during Bombay riot.
Yes. I don't know that example, but if you know, you can write it, certainly, yes. Okay, बहुत है examples तो. Start relating up whenever, now you will read newspaper, now you will be able to get examples out of it. Nehru was highly tolerant. In fact, his own ministers, his own, members from his own party used to criticize him. After that China failure, Ramdhari Singh Dinkar. You know who's Ramdhari Singh Dinkar? कौन है? Great, in fact. A national poet भी कई बार बोला जाता है उनको. In fact, he used to criticize Nehru on the floor of house only. Okay, even when he belonged to Congress. And he used to take it in a very tolerant manner. अभी present में देखो politicians highly intolerant. In fact, it is because of poor tolerance of politicians there are so much disruptions in parliament. Hmm. Yes. हाँ, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी कोई पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम्पल बहुत जेनरिक हो जाएगा, अब वो बीमार है तो आप इमोशनली फायदा उठाओगे। हाँ? कोई स्पेसिफिक हो तो थोड़ा सा एग्जाम्पल जस्ट ट्राई टू गिव हिम। ओके, मल्टीपल एग्जाम्पल्स। लॉर्ड कृष्णा, महाभारत में देयर इज अ कैरेक्टर ऑफ शिशुपाल, अगर किसी को महाभारत अच्छे से पता है। हाँ, वो 100 वाला जो था। Okay, so he showed a lot of tolerance towards him. अरे आखिरी में कहीं ना कहीं तो करेंगे ही, but he was tolerant in the starting. 100 sins were forgiven. Okay, Yudhishthira was very tolerant to Kauravas. बहुत tolerant था. Even when they tried to kill Pandavas on many occasions, yet they were tolerant, yet they were going for peace. ओके, चलो कितने एग्जाम्पल्स आ गए, थोड़ा सा लिख लेते हैं इसमें। टॉलरेंस अपहोल्ड्स द ह्यूमन राइट्स ऑफ डिग्निफाइड लाइफ. टॉलरेंस अपहोल्ड्स द ह्यूमन राइट्स ऑफ डिग्निफाइड लाइफ एंड रूल ऑफ लॉ. Upholds the human rights of dignified life and rule of law. It leads to harmony and peace. It leads to harmony and peace in a pluralistic society. In a pluralistic society in which diversity is there in many contexts. Other values of impartiality and objectivity also requires tolerance. As a precondition. Tolerance is not only towards different cultures, but also towards diverse views and opinions. if we take a larger view, then any form of injustice, inflicted upon others is a reflection of intolerance. Intolerance is antagonistic to free thinking. Intolerance is antagonistic. I try to use different words so that your vocab can increase. Intolerance is antagonistic to free thinking and promotes violence and injustice. Violence and injustice. It is a reflection of narrow-mindedness. It is a reflection of narrow-mindedness and is against civilized living. Okay, I mean, जो मर्जी लिख दो, it is detrimental. One last line एक और लिख लो. It is detrimental to social progress and welfare. It is detrimental to social progress and welfare. अभी लास्ट ईयर एक केस हुआ था, आई थिंक लास्ट ईयर हुआ था, वो चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी का इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच वाज देयर. Okay, Pakistan won that match. So after that match, I mean, some students were there. They were arrested because they were cheering for Pakistan. हुआ था ना ये, मेरठ में हुआ था. अब आप यूके में जब मैच देखते हैं, okay, you see it on TV, तो वहाँ पे what you see? People, citizens of UK, they are cheering for Pakistan in India. नहीं होता ये चीज. जो इंडियन PIOs वगैरह होते हैं, they all have the citizenship of UK and yet they are cheering for India and Pakistan only. So this thing shows, एक बहुत ही कितना general observation है, and it shows the level of tolerance in that particular society. अरे लॉजिक तो सेम है. और एनिमी नेशन क्या होता है? देखो, एनिमी नेशन इंडिया ने तो डिक्लेयर नहीं किया कि एनिमी नेशन है. जो लॉ है उसके हिसाब से चलो. yes, some this nationalistic that thing is there, but see again it's a question of aesthetics. The sports you like, अब आप पाकिस्तानी सिंगर्स हैं, उनको you like गुलाम अली and all those people, so it doesn't mean that you will be put behind bars. Okay, so यही tolerance है.
The ship from Libya was went to Italy. They rejected it. Then it went to Malta. They rejected it. Then finally Spain allowed the refugees. A ship was there.
Ship was there. Okay, yes.
Carrying the refugees from
बिल्कुल.
Malta and then finally Spain accepted.
हाँ, अभी ये ट्रम्प भी इंटॉलरेंट है काफी. मैक्सिकन ही सेड ना, अभी आपके 25,000 मैक्सिकन भेज दूंगा, जापान को बोला. ओके, सो आई मीन ये स्टेटमेंट डाल दो. आई मीन दीज आर वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. ये ऐसे दीज स्टेटमेंट्स आर गोइंग टू हेल्प यू इन एसेज आल्सो. इंटरेस्टिंग है काफी ट्रम्प कैरेक्टर ही अपने आप में. ओके, सो दिस इज देन टॉलरेंस, राइट. आई होप नाउ यू कैन राइट अ गुड आंसर एज अ पार्ट ऑफ 4.
Fraternity mentioned in preamble.
How fraternity will come from tolerance. Okay. किसका? नहीं, देखो टॉलरेंस हैज ऑलवेज बीन गुड. टू मच, हाँ, पर देखो एक्सेस ऑफ एवरीथिंग इज बैड. Okay, I will discuss this excess thing when I will discuss that middle path approach of Buddha as well as that mean theory of Aristotle.
Tolerance for corruption.
हाँ, जैसे उसमें जीरो टॉलरेंस का केस है, राइट. That counter perspective can also be written in just 1 or 2 lines. That sometimes extreme actions are required. जैसे आपने शिशुपाल का कहा कि एंड के अंदर मार दिया, तो yes, too much tolerance can also be wrong. It can lead to adharma. Okay. Sorry? Defamation. नहीं देखो, डिफेमेशन तो बेसिकली डिफेम अगर किसी को कर दिया आपने, इफ यू आर सेइंग रियली रॉन्ग, देन द अदर पर्सन इज टेकिंग अ लीगल कोर्स, सो आई थिंक देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन इट. ठीक है. सो नाउ द नेक्स्ट वैल्यू, इंटेग्रिटी. Very important value. Every year question comes from it, directly or indirectly. See, now you people have heard this term many times, integrity, that integrity of PM cannot be questioned, this man is of impeccable integrity. In fact, this integrity words strikes you more than the word honesty. Okay. A man with integrity is assumed to have an edifying ring around him. कोई बहुत बड़ी कोई महान आत्मा होगी, कोई something really big. But most of us really don't understand the basic idea of integrity. Okay, so let's try to understand it from different contexts. One more thing, multiple contexts are there, and in different contexts integrity can be defined in different manners. Okay, so first of all I will try to define it from individual context. Okay, so just make this subheading, integrity from individual context. Can you give me some synonyms for integrity? Integration, differentiation we have done, 12th में पढ़ा था. क्या करते हो इंटीग्रेशन में? अच्छा, उसमें ज्यादा अंदर पहुंच गए. बेसिकली इट्स अ स्टेट ऑफ यूनिटी. ओके, कोहेसिवनेस वर्ड आ जाता है, कोहेरेंस वर्ड आ जाता है. इट्स अ स्टेट ऑफ स्टेबिलिटी. Are you getting my point? So basically it is a state where everything integrates. Okay, and when it comes to human beings, it means integration of what? Your thought, speech and action. Okay, when there is an integration, there is a congruence between what you are thinking, what you are speaking and what you are doing. It means you are a man of integrity. Okay, and people who have integrity, these people are not moved by the external situations. They are not influenced by what is happening in their environment. They do things as per their conscience. अभी आऊंगा उसके ऊपर, I will come to that part. Okay, like for example, you are a civil servant, you have this negative attitude towards a politician because he is corrupt. Okay, but you praise your minister in front of your colleagues, so incongruence आ गया. Now one day minister calls you and asks you to do a favor, and in return you got a huge amount of money. Now your attitude towards politician has also been changed, even when there is no change in the situation. Okay, the character of politician is still same. So this thing shows that there is no integrity in your behavior. Are you getting my point? अभी मैं आऊंगा, उस पे आऊंगा, हिटलर पे भी आऊंगा, डोंट वरी. हिटलर का ही कह रहे हो ना, ही थिंक्स दैट किलिंग, टेररिस्ट पे भी आएंगे, डोंट वरी. वो देखो, in case of terrorism you cannot define integrity from individual context. You have to define it from social context, because the act of terrorism is violating the rights of others. So you have to take the viewpoint of other people also. And also integrity needs certain level of intelligence and reasoning. On the basis of reason, can you defend the act of terrorism? No. Okay. So individual is just one aspect. In case of corruption, in case of this genocide which was done by Hitler, in all these cases social aspect has to be taken into regard, not the individual one. Okay. So basically such people are not influenced by the external temptations, external pressures, right? Internal locus of control is there rather than external one. समझते हो ना internal locus of control? So very simple meaning is there. Just write down the definition. Integrity means to be honest. Integrity means to be honest and consistent in thought, speech and action. It is the quality of eliminating the gap between what we think, what we say and what we do. A man of integrity is never influenced by temptations and pressures from outside, as he or she would only respond to one's conscience. Okay, now integrity from individual context can be of two types: moral integrity and intellectual integrity. Where these two terms are mentioned in your syllabus? I told you in the orientation class also. Not in GS paper 4 but in interview. Interview board tends to judge your intellectual and moral integrity. Okay, what do you mean by intellectual integrity? Your behavior is congruent to your ideas and your belief system. Like, let me give you one example. Suppose you are an economist. Okay. Now you have some particular views about the economic policies of the present government, but one day you get a call from Niti Aayog offering you a very lucrative job. Okay, a very high position in Niti Aayog. But for that a condition is there that you have to change your approach towards the government. This is a case of intellectual integrity. And what dilemma this economist will face? क्या dilemma होगा? At one place his intellectual integrity is there, or simply you can write integrity, and on other place his well-being. This is the most used dilemma in your case studies. In around 50% of case studies this dilemma arises. Your integrity versus your well-being. What do you mean by well-being? Your personal well-being as well as your social well-being. If you become a member of Niti Aayog, what will happen? Your prestige will increase, people will start respecting you, your status in the society will increase. Okay, your self-esteem will also get a boost. Okay, so well-being. But for that you have to compromise your integrity. You getting my point? So this is what we mean by intellectual integrity. See, one more thing is there. Intellectual integrity doesn't mean that the person will become adamant or he will be stubborn, he will just stick to one idea and he will never change it. Okay, इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता है. See, you people must understand that life is not about achievement of truth, it is about pursuit of truth. Are you getting my point? I mean, you never achieve absolute truth. You only falsify the present truth. ठीक है ना? यही करते हैं इन साइंसेस ऑल्सो वी डू द सेम. In fact, साइंसेस में भी तो पहले कोई और मॉडल था एटम का, नाउ अनदर मॉडल इज देयर, मे बी सम अदर मॉडल इन फ्यूचर. ओके, ये कितनी नई नई चीजें आ रही हैं. ओके, दीज थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग. इंडिया में क्या कॉन्सेप्ट है? सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम. You have heard this thing so many times. What's the meaning of it? Satyam Shivam Sundaram. What's the meaning? Truth is God and God is beautiful. There are two ideals of humanity. What is the ideal beauty and what is the absolute truth? And both have been equated to Shiva. Okay, in Indian philosophy we equate absolute truth with God. Okay, so God is the absolute truth. The moment you achieve absolute truth, you achieve moksha. Then you get out of that cycle of birth and death. Right? So always, I mean, keep this thing in mind that even a man of integrity can change his viewpoint, but only when he starts truly believing in it. Okay, like for example, this economist. Now the nature of politics done by present government has changed. So because that thing has changed, now he can change his ideas also. There is nothing wrong in it.
Maybe unaware of the fact or the wrong fact that he.
Maybe yeah, he can correct himself also. In fact, this is what we call intellectual humility. This is a quality of a man with integrity. Intellectual humility लिख लो. Intellectual humility. What do you mean by intellectual humility? Humble. Okay. Open to criticism. Yes, he honestly accepts one's discrepancies and limit of his knowledge. That yes, I have very limited knowledge, but I am ready to learn. हाँ, वो लैक ऑफ इंटेग्रिटी है बिल्कुल. पॉलिटिशियन में क्या एग्जांपल दोगे इंटेग्रिटी का? स्पेशली बीजेपी वगैरह से. नीतीश कुमार तो बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट है इंटेग्रिटी का. हाँ, उनको वो तो अब दोबारा उसका मूड है वापस अलग होने का. ओके, तो वो तो हवा के साथ चेंज, सीजन के साथ चेंज हो जाता है. तो हाँ, भी सेक्युलर भी हो जाएगा, एनीथिंग जो भी इलेक्शन के फेवर में है. राइट. So he honestly accept his own discrepancies. अभी लिखवा दूंगा, चलो मैं अभी लिखवा देता हूँ ये चीज. Not humble. Being humble is very important. Many other words are also there, like intellectual courage. What do you mean by this intellectual courage? You have the courage to hold on to your ideas. Okay, Gauri Lankesh is an example of intellectual courage. अभी recently में ये कौन जम्मू Bukhari, Mr. Bukhari. Okay, I don't know much. I haven't read much his writings, but he was also a secularist. Okay, so you can give his example also. Okay, he held on to his ideas, so he showed intellectual courage. Right. एक और word use होता है, sorry, Arundhati Roy. Yes, Salman Rushdie. You can also write. Tasleema Nasreen is also an example. ठीक है. Then another word is there, intellectual autonomy. क्या मीनिंग हुआ इसका? Not, yes, I mean you will hear the ideas of others. Okay, you will hear them, but your decision will be autonomous in nature. Okay, it doesn't mean that you will come under the influence of other people and you will take decision as per their requirements. Autonomous decision making will be there. Another term is there, intellectual empathy. इसका क्या मीनिंग हुआ? You should be empathetic towards the ideas of other people. Like suppose you are a socialist. Okay, it doesn't mean that you will become stubborn. You will be adamant to your own idea. You will completely reject capitalism. You will be empathetic towards capitalists also. You will try to understand their point of view. Okay, so all these words are there. They are mentioned on your page 116 also. इसको लिख लो just reference के लिए if you have any problem. Page 116.
All will come under intellectual integrity.
No, these are all separate words, separate terms are there. These are all parts of integrity. A man of integrity shows these qualities. Okay. See, integrity is something really big. In fact, it is not a value in itself. You can say that it is a value of values. Are you getting my point? Or you can say that integrity is morality in action. Can I say this thing? Integrity is morality in action. How? ये quote आ गया, integrity is morality in action. What will you write?
Morality is what we consider right and wrong, and then integrity is standing by.
Integrating your idea with your action, with your speech. Okay, so no matter how many morals you have, your morality is strong or weak, if it doesn't have integrity, it will always remain dormant. It will never come into action. Okay, one more quote is there, like integrity is doing right things even when nobody is watching you. Integrity is doing right things even when nobody is watching you. So many examples are there. Integrity, can you give me certain personalities who have shown high amount of integrity? ठीक है, लाल बहादुर शास्त्री, how? Example?
Right when he is actually took place.
Yes, but वो different case I think. थोड़ा moral responsibility का case है. Integrity, I mean like एक जैसे अभी ये PNB का जब ये स्कैम हुआ था नीरव मोदी का, so at that time a case was there when he became PM, he thought that using official car is not right. Okay, when there is so much poverty in the nation, if I travel by this government car, it will be the wastage of government resources. Okay, he doesn't have any car. So, but he only had around 7,000 rupees in his pocket. So he took a loan of rupees 5,000 from Punjab National Bank, and then he bought a Fiat car. 12,000 rupees की आती थी तब, and he died also without paying the loan. So उसके बाद भी his wife paid the loan, okay, from the pension. लाल बहादुर शास्त्री. Okay, एक कोट भी नहीं था उनके पास. I mean when he went to Tashkent, एक कोट था, वो भी नेहरू ने उनको गिफ्ट किया था. Okay, so this kind of integrity is required. One more cases of Manmohan Singh. When I mean he was a chief protagonist behind the economic reforms of 90s. Okay, what happened that earlier he was teaching in many foreign universities also, so there were many dollars in his account. Okay, so हुआ क्या उससे कि when these economic reforms were initiated, dollar appreciated against Indian rupee, and what happened, it led to the profit of some 50-60,000 to Manmohan Singh. अकाउंट में डॉलर्स थे तो 50-60 हज़ार का फायदा हो गया. Again, it led to a lot of pressure on his conscience. What he did, he took that balance 60,000 rupees out of his account and deposited it in Prime Minister's Relief Fund. So, और इसके लिए उन्होंने शोर नहीं मचाया, मतलब पिक्चर नहीं खिंचवाई कि look, this is what I have done. Okay, so this level of integrity is required. ये है leadership. Like Vishwesvaraya, you know, N. Vishwesvaraya, Engineers Day celebrated on his birthday 15 September. Okay, Bharat Ratna also 1955. He always used to carry 2 sets of candles with him. Okay, एक ऑफिशियल पैसे से खरीदा होता था in order to do official work, and one from his own pocket in order to read his personal books. तो इतना मतलब वो ऑफिशियल कैंडल भी यूज नहीं करते थे अपनी पर्सनल रीडिंग्स के लिए. ओके, सो एम विश्वेश्वरैया. अब्दुल कलाम का भी एक एग्जांपल आता है, इफ यू गाइस नो. हाँ, प्रेसिडेंट हाउस के बिल खुद पे किए उन्होंने. वंस हिज फैमिली वेंट टू लिव इन प्रेसिडेंट्स हाउस फॉर 2 days, सो ऑल द एक्सपेंसेस वर पेड फ्रॉम हिज पॉकेट ओनली. अब कोई रूल थोड़ी था, वो चाहते तो खर्च हो जाता. ओके, बट ही वॉज अ मैन ऑफ इंटेग्रिटी. फॉलोइंग ट्रैफिक रूल्स, रात में स्पेशली एट नाइट व्हेन नोबडी इज देयर टू वॉच यू. Okay. In fact, there is one quote also to integrity, that if integrity is there, nothing else is required. Okay, and if integrity is not there, then also nothing else will required. कुछ और जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी आपको अगर integrity नहीं है तो. If integrity is there, you don't need any rules and regulations. Okay, you will behave by your own conduct. Okay, self-control will be there. And if you doesn't have integrity, then no matter how many rules you are putting up in place, nothing is going to stop you from doing wrong. Okay, so if integrity is there, nothing else matters. If integrity is not there, then also nothing else matters.
Can Edward Snowden be called a man with integrity?
Snowden, yes, yes, you can.
We can relate whistleblowing with integrity.
Certainly, yes. Whistleblowing a different concept hai, I will discuss that thing. But you can, yes. From individual context. From social or national context, I can't say that thing, but yes, from individual context, he was a man of integrity.
Can you say that integrity has 2 components? Like one is the honesty part of it. Another is the consistency component of it.
हाँ, तो yes, this is what you have written also, like the statement that it is the honesty, how honestly and consistently you stick to your ideas. Okay.
How honesty and integrity are different? How they are different?
Honesty leads to integrity. Honesty का क्या मीनिंग होता है? Honoring your ideas. Okay, honor करना. It has a higher emotional component in it. Honesty. Okay, बहुत interrelated words हैं. Truthfulness से honesty आता है. From honesty comes integrity, and from integrity comes probity. ठीक है, so don't get confused in these terms, highly interrelated to each other. Gandhi ji, man of high integrity, be the change you want to see in the world, or first of all change yourself and then try to change others. So all these statements, they show level of integrity only. तो बहुत जेनरिक क्वेश्चन ही आएगा इंटेग्रिटी के भी, यही पूछ रही है यूपीएससी ना. कोई टेक्निकल तो हम लोग डिस्कस कर ही नहीं रहे, राइट?
This means that we generally are not we don't have integrity. For example, if you ask us a question, first of all, this is that we are starting with writing that we should be like this and this, and going outside, we even don't follow the traffic rules. We don't segregate the ways.
See, if you do it intentionally, then it means you doesn't have integrity. But unintentionally, some mistakes are there. Many times you are not able to get that point that we are discussing in the class. तो वो फिर integrity का loss नहीं होगा.
Yeah, then for example, take an example of segregation of the waste. If you take as the environment, we'll be writing this, the laws are not compliant, there should be segregation of the waste, and we ourselves don't segregate the waste.
वो तो है ही, certainly yes, it's a loss of integrity. Okay.
And in suggestions we write, most of the answers are somewhat that is on the part of the public, they are not following.
अब छोड़ो, अब क्या आत्मबंधन पे आओगे तो दिक्कत हो जाएगी. चलो थोड़ा सा 2-3 लाइनें लिखो. Intellectual integrity means to be consistent and true, to one's thinking, and to hold oneself to the same standards one expects others to meet. Hold oneself to the same standards one expects others to meet. Okay, I mean, if you are expecting other people to be honest, you also have to be honest. एक एग्जाम्पल था केशव चंद्र सेन का. Who's केशव चंद्र? हाँ, चाइल्ड वो ब्राह्मण चाइल्ड मैरिज भी था और एक अपर कास्ट ब्राह्मण से आई थिंक दैट थिंग वाज डन. ओके, सो वो इंटेलेक्चुअल इंटेग्रिटी का एग्जाम्पल नहीं था, नेगेटिव सेंस थी, राइट. When expect others to meet, it also means to honestly admit discrepancies. It also means to honestly admit discrepancies and inconsistencies in one's thought and actions. In one's thought and action. Okay, then just one line about moral integrity. Moral integrity means honesty and consistency. Honesty and consistency in the standards used for judging others, as well as yourself as right or wrong. See, basically moral integrity is part of intellectual integrity only. Okay, but because these two words are mentioned in syllabus, I am segregating them. Right. Now, there is one quality of integrity, that it is non-negotiable and non-selective. ये quality लिख लो. Integrity is non-negotiable and non-selective. What do you mean by this? Non-negotiable क्या meaning हुआ? Non-negotiable, you cannot negotiate on your integrity. Like many times it says na कि I mean it is right to take small gifts as a civil servant. I mean 4-5 हज़ार का gift ले लिया, there is no problem in it. Okay, but yes, taking a gift of higher amount, 20,000, 30,000 का gift, that thing is wrong. Okay, but integrity is non-negotiable. You cannot negotiate. Even if you take 1 rupee, it means you have lose your integrity. You getting my point? Non-negotiable, and it is like अब इसमें दो अशोक खेमका का example. Non-negotiable integrity. Okay, how many times he has been transferred? 46. In that उससे भी एक better example है प्रदीप कसनी का. He has been transferred for more than 67 times. हरियाणा IAS officer है. Okay. 67 transfers हैं, I think in 32 years of career. In fact, when this Khattar government came in, he was transferred 12 times in 2 years. In fact, एक बार तो फाइनेंस सेक्रेटरी बनाया 4 घंटे के लिए सिर्फ. Okay, so Pradeep Kasni is an example. और एग्जाम्पल दो मुझे नॉन नेगोशिएबल का. कितने एग्जाम्पल्स हैं? Satyendra Dubey. Who's Satyendra Dubey? You should know. NHA engineer 2003, he was killed. S. Manjunath 2005, he got killed. Yes, Indian Oil Corporation में थे यूपी के अंदर, he got killed. वो who? Narendra Kumar Morena, Madhya Pradesh, he was run over by a truck, mining mafia, he got killed. Sand mafia का था, yes. Okay. अभी मरा नहीं है, I mean he is still alive. So yes, but you guess, I think he's an example of empathy and compassion. Okay, both are different. So these multiple examples can be given, and in negatively you can give example of Ranjit Sinha, non-selective. He was very selective in using his integrity. Like in early in his career, when he was a member of CBI only, he used to have a very good relations with Congress. Okay, I mean many of the cases were handled by him, and bias nature was there. But at the end of his career, when now he knew that nothing more is required from Congress party, he started showing his integrity. Okay, so he was selective in his approach. He was more an opportunist rather than a man of integrity. Ranjit Sinha, पढ़ना उसके बारे में घर जाके.
अभी स्पेक्ट्रम में वो स्पेक्ट्रम के 2G स्पेक्ट्रम एलोकेशन
2G स्पेक्ट्रम केस में
along with A राजा
नहीं, वो सबको तो वो छोड़ दिया ना उन लोगों को. तो कुछ उसमें हुआ है क्या? आई डोंट नो, कर लेंगे, डिस्कस कर लेंगे बाद में, बताना. अभी इनफैक्ट रिसेंटली एक सीबीआई स्पेशल डायरेक्टर राकेश अस्थाना का केस और है. राकेश अस्थाना, he has been appointed as the special director of CBI, even when his name was one of the cases there in CBI in which his name is also there. Sterling Biotech, I think one Gujarat company is there. Okay, a case for this money laundering is there against him. Right. So questioned integrity. So कितने बहुत examples हैं. Basically it's a means based approach. If you look integrity from philosophical context, is it a means based or an end based approach? Means based approach. In Indian philosophy you can call it nishkam karma. Okay, I mean you will just do your work irrespective of what would be the end. Okay, just write one line on it. Integrity does not mean dispassionate action. Integrity doesn't mean dispassionate action, but it implies indifference. But it implies indifference to victory or loss. Such person is not worried about results, comma, he is only concerned with walking on the right path. He is only concerned with walking on the right path. See, you have to use these things in your case studies. हाँ वही आ गया आपका. अभी करेंगे, पहुंचेंगे उधर तक. निष्काम कर्मा भी दूर है. Okay. Now, what is the source of personal integrity? Integrity कहाँ से आता है? Moral reasoning से. This word is there, moral reasoning. Integrity comes from moral reasoning. Moral reasoning and not profit loss reasoning. Okay, like, I mean, you have just become a district magistrate and you have been offered 1 crore rupees hard cash. Okay, now if you will do the profit loss analysis, you will take the money. I mean, the risk is very less. Okay, अभी 4 साल राजेंद्र नगर में लगा के I mean, you have become an IAS officer, so you will think that there is nothing wrong in taking that money, cost benefit karoge. But if you will do moral reasoning, if you will judge the same act on the basis of right and wrong, you will find to be wrong. Okay, so moral reasoning leads to the integration of your ideas and action. Corruption में what happens? Many times corruption is also called as moral impurity. जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर करप्ट हो जाता है तो क्या होता है? If computer software gets corrupt, what will happen? Functioning नहीं हो पाएगा. It won't be able to establish logic, reasoning won't happen. Same happen in human beings also. When this moral impurity comes, the person is not able to do moral reasoning. And when moral reasoning doesn't happen, a person loses his integrity. तो ये साइंटिफिकली भी मैंने लिंक कर दिया इंटेग्रिटी और करप्शन को. ओके, सो moral corruption, arrow, moral impurity, arrow, no moral reasoning, arrow, no integrity. Corruption, arrow, moral impurity, arrow, no moral reasoning, arrow, no integrity. लिंक स्टैब्लिश किया है. इंटेग्रिटी ऑब्जेक्टिविटी को इम्पैक्ट करेगा. सी ऑब्जेक्टिविटी, I mean, it is basically a virtue which helps you to become a man of integrity. Actually, it helps you to do right reasoning. ठीक है. Now this individual context is done. Next is integrity in social context. Integrity in social context. Now it's very simple, you just have to write one line. In social context, integrity describes a person. In social context, integrity describes a person who willingly and consistently acts in accordance with social standards and values of society. With social standards, consistently acts in accordance with social standards and values of society. Now, like you say that corruption, okay, or genocide, I mean, society considers them as wrong. So when you are also willingly and consistently following these standards, you will be regarded as a man of integrity from social context also. Okay, so integrity in social context. Next is professional integrity. Professional integrity. Which, what?
Integrity in social context. Definition of ethics is also.
See, again I told you that integrity is not a value in itself. It is the value of values. Okay, you can say that integrity in social contract is ethics in action. Okay. Now professional integrity, what's the difference between a business and a profession? हाँ, set rules नहीं होते business में. Okay, whereas in case of a profession, there is a particular code of conduct. A code is there, right? Like medical profession, lawyers profession, civil services is also a profession. Okay, see, even criminals can have professional integrity. जो sharp shooter, professional shooter नहीं बोलते कई लोग, क्या होते हैं वो लोग? Professional killers. Like once they will take the money, they will complete their operation. One criminal will not enter the area of other criminal. They will not touch the family of police officers and vice versa. फैमिली को टच नहीं करेंगे. Certain rules are followed in even doing a crime. So they all are regarded as professional criminals. Okay, they have professional integrity, but integrity not from individual and social context. Okay, simple idea है ये. Just एक लाइन लिख लो इसका. A person in a profession shows his integrity by acting in agreement with the relevant standards, norms and values of that profession. Comma, both willingly and consistently. Both willingly and consistently. Now, integrity in civil services. What do you mean by integrity in civil services? वही प्रोफेशनल कोड फॉलो करेंगे. इनफैक्ट सेकेंड ARC has given a very specific meaning to integrity in civil services. It is, क्या मीनिंग है? Public interest. I told you earlier also that integrity in civil services means that the civil servant will only be moved by public interest rather than his personal interest. He will always give priority to public interest over his own personal interest. That is the specific meaning of integrity as per second ARC. ठीक है, तो इसको लिख लो आप एक लाइन में. As per second ARC, integrity means that civil servants should be guided solely by public interest, in their official decision making, and not by any financial or other consideration either in respect of themselves comma, their families or their friends. Okay.
Your financial consideration per se means undue gain or even the budgetary evaluation where you consider what is expensive, what is not expensive.
I am saying official decision making. He has to put public interest over his personal interest only in official decision making. Okay, but in context.
Official decision, let's say there's a project worth 5 crores. It gives more benefit, but budget is say only 3 crores. So you should not look at it that way. Is that what you mean?
See, that's a matter of policy decision making. Okay, that is not a question of integrity. If he intentionally do something wrong, then it means that integrity is not there. Unintentional mistakes can happen. Right. Now, it is also important to establish link between integrity, efficiency and corruption.
Integrity in civil services is defined as public interest. Is that the overriding thing?
Just a minute. What? Period?
You said civil servants should be guided by public interest.
Hmm.
But there are other competing values like sticking to constitutional norms or sticking to the will of people through political executive directions.
Yes, certainly. It will lead to ethical dilemmas then. And then you have to resolve them.
So this is not explicitly mentioned in ARC or somewhere.
It is there in no. It is. I am quoting second ARC only here. Second ARC has said this thing only, that public interest will always be given priority over personal interest in official decision making. This is the.
Interest also take priority over constitutional values.
No. This thing has not been there. Okay. See, basically all these things are in consistency with each other only. Constitution is also made for public interest only, for social interests. Okay, but yes, there can be certain situation in which a conflict would take place, and in this conflict a dilemma will arise, and the civil servant has to resolve it in a particular manner through different reasons. That thing will be done in the coming 3 or 4 classes. Okay.
Anywhere in the overall norms of Indian civil service, if the directions by political executive given any weightage anywhere officially.
Weightage. See, if it is given in, see again, basically what you are saying is that it's a question of your political command versus integrity. Okay, just because politicians are superior, political sovereignty is there in India. Okay, and civil servants have to implement the orders of their political masters. Yes, they have to do that thing. Even if a wrong order has been passed by a politician, the civil servant has to follow that order, provided it is given in writing. Okay, because he is the superior, he has the right to make the policy, not you.
Is there any form of hierarchy between these three anywhere mentioned?
देखो ऐसा कोई set rule नहीं है. In ethics, there are no set rules. Okay, and many times you have to act as per the situation. Okay, but the guiding principle should be public interest. Okay, now the relation between integrity, efficiency and corruption. First of all, efficiency and corruption. Can we say that it is possible to be efficient as well as corrupt? है? कैसे है? I will prove it wrong. This question is, suppose a case is there that, you are the district magistrate and an employee is there under you. He is very efficient. He is doing all types of work. In fact, he is saving a lot of money for the government also. If let's say if 80 lakh rupees are released for a project, what he do? He complete the project in 50 lakh rupees. 20 lakh rupees are returned to government and 10 lakh rupees he take home. So would you continue with that particular subordinate, or you will reprimand him? You will take action against him?
May look efficient in short run, but in the long run it is harmful.
In the long term it will be harmful. क्यों? और लॉजिक दो इसके लिए, why it will be harmful in long term?
Perpetuate a culture of corruption.
Kind of he will be again while appraising the project.
नेचर, यहाँ पे देखो करप्शन के नेचर को डिस्कस करो. Corruption is addictive in nature. Addictive, what do you mean by addictive? Like जैसे वो अल्कोहलिक होता है ना, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 30 ml, then 60, then 120, फिर बॉटल कम पड़ता है. Same goes with the civil servant also. Right now he is just taking 10 lakh rupees, then 20, then 30, it will keep on increasing. So this is first addictive nature. Second is domino effect. What is domino effect? Sorry?
That 10 lakh which has been corrupted has an opportunity cost.
Yes, opportunity cost hai. It will set a chain reaction. Like once you take bribe from someone, then in the second case, in future also you will be forced to take the bribe. Okay, एक quagmire में आप चले जाओगे कि like now you have entered this thing, now you won't be able to come out. Okay, so domino effect, a chain reaction will start. Another effect is demonstration effect. Demonstration effect क्या हुआ? अब आपके colleagues देखेंगे you are doing this thing, your employees will also see you. What will happen? They will also become corrupt. होगा या नहीं होगा? So because corruption has this nature, domino effect, demonstration effect, your addictive nature, एक bandwagon effect भी होता है. अगर suppose if this word comes, bandwagon effect. घर जाके देखना बैंडवैगन इफेक्ट, आई विल नॉट टेल यू. सेम ही होता है. बैंडवैगन बेसिकली वो नहीं होते इंडिया में प्रोसेशंस होते हैं. अब वो लोग क्या होता है इन यूरोप दीज प्रोसेशंस आर देयर. ओके वो ट्रक्स पे कुछ वो डाल के उनको फॉलो एंड पीपल ब्लाइंडली फॉलो देम. Okay, the same happens in case of corruption also. People start following this practice blindly. Okay, so bandwagon effect is there, and because of these things, in short term, yes, efficiency would be possible in the environment of corruption, but certainly not in the long term. One very good example is of East India Company. It was corrupt right from the starting. Okay, East India Company में there was lot of corruption. Robert Clive, आपका Warren Hastings, he was impeached on the charges of corruption only. Okay, शुरू से बहुत corruption था, but then I mean the heads of companies, government thought that some amount of corruption will lead to efficiency and motivation among the employees. तो स्टार्टिंग में उसको नेग्लेक्ट किया करप्शन को, बट फाइनली व्हाट हैपेंड, इट इंक्रीज टू अ वेरी लार्ज एक्सटेंट एंड फाइनली रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट्स वर पास्ड. जो आपका बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स और बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल वो क्यों आए थे? टू कंट्रोल करप्शन ओनली. So it's a very classic example which shows that efficiency is going to suffer in long term if corruption is there. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. ये केस स्टडी भी आ सकता है. इट कैन आस्क बी एज अ क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो इन सेक्शन ए, दैट इज करप्शन इज एफिशिएंसी पॉसिबल इन द एनवायरनमेंट ऑफ करप्शन. हाँ, वो उसमें आ जाएगा नॉन नेगोशिएबल एंड नॉन सेलेक्टिव में. इंटेग्रिटी इज नॉन नेगोशिएबल एंड नॉन सेलेक्टिव. उसमें जो प्रिंसिपल, हाँ यस, इनफैक्ट देर इज वन प्रिंसिपल विच इज फॉलोड एंड इट इज दैट देर आर नो फ्री लंचेस इन सिविल सर्विसेज. कोई फ्री लंच नहीं होता. एवरीथिंग कम्स विद अ कंडीशन अटैच्ड टू इट. कोई आपको कुछ भी दे रहा है, वंस यू गेट सिलेक्टेड यू विल गेट मेनी गिफ्ट्स. कहीं से गिफ्ट आ रहा है, कहीं से कार आ रही है, कहीं से वॉच, कहीं से एप्पल आ रहा है. एवरीथिंग इज अटैच्ड विद अ कंडीशन. ओके, अच्छा, वन मोर थिंग, टेल मी व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय एफिशिएंसी. ये भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, यूपीएससी का भरोसा नहीं. ये कोई न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर बना दिया, ये तो आपने ब्रीडर रिएक्टर है. अरे ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन मीनिंग होता है एफिशिएंसी का. ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज दैट यू हैव. maximum possible utilization of human, material, financial resources and even time to achieve desired objectives. To achieve the desired objectives. Is it a value or an ethic? Efficiency. It's a value in private sector, but it is an ethic in public sector. Why? Because efficiency not only means optimal utilization, but it also means having regard for higher values of governance. ये लाइन लिख लो, बहुत अच्छी है. Efficiency in government organizations. Efficiency in government organizations also means that the public official has a regard for the higher goals of governance. Comma, including public welfare and dedication to public service. Okay, so that is why efficiency is an ethic when it comes to public services. Okay, so I hope now you have understood this thing, efficiency and corruption. You cannot be efficient if you are corrupt. Now the link between efficiency and integrity. What's the link? Can you be efficient without a man of integrity? अरे simple idea ही तो करना है. If you doesn't have integrity, it means you will become corrupt, and if you are corrupt, you cannot be efficient. Concept को link करो ना थोड़ा सा. But is integrity the only condition for being efficient? Integrity is must, but it is not the only thing. जैसे एक सूप बनता है ना, vegetable soup है suppose. In vegetable soup you have to add many flavors, you have to add many vegetables. But the most important thing is salt. You cannot make a good vegetable soup without salt. So integrity is like salt in your life only. देखने में बहुत छोटी सी चीज लगती है, but your life will become tasteless without it. Okay. हाँ.
Bible usually it's the salt of the earth.
Is the salt of
Earth.
earth. What? Judiciary? Oh, judges. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Bible.
And integrity is directly linked to judges. Yes, you can connect it. In fact, along with integrity, knowledge is also required for efficiency. Okay. Knowledge और integrity में क्या link है? Sorry. No knowledge, no integrity is completely useless. Okay, किसी काम का नहीं है, लाइफ खराब है उसकी. Knowledge is there but no integrity, he will be a clever evil. Okay, जितने भी आपके टेररिस्ट हैं, पढ़े लिखे टेररिस्ट हैं, they are all clever evils only. Okay, both things are there, knowledge and integrity, it will be an ideal condition. Only integrity but no knowledge, non-performing asset. He is an asset but he is not performing. ओके, ठीक है, ये लिंक नहीं आई समझ में बात? अरे एक यूज कर दी टर्मिनोलॉजी, क्या इशू है? देखो, अगर कुछ भी नहीं है तो यूजलेस होगा आदमी. नो नॉलेज, नो इंटेग्रिटी, ही इज गुड फॉर नथिंग. नॉलेज बहुत है, but his integrity is not there. So what he will do? He will use that knowledge for his personal benefits, for his own use. He will not work for the society, but for himself only. So this will help him to do evil things. So clever evil. If both knowledge and integrity is there, it will be an ideal condition. Knowledge है, ideal condition भी है. और integrity is there, you are a man of integrity, you have morality, but you doesn't have any knowledge to do the particular work. So you will become a non-performing asset. You are an asset because you are a man of integrity, but you are lying dormant, you are of no use right now because the knowledge component is not there.
The diagram could have been used in that previous year question where they asked with great passion more than evil things.
Yes, it can be used there. ओके, टेररिस्ट होता है, टेररिस्ट के पास इंटेग्रिटी बहुत होती है, बट ही डजंट हैव द राइट नॉलेज, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, इनफैक्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेजेंस ऑफ रॉन्ग नॉलेज, ही एंड्स अप इन डूइंग रॉन्ग थिंग्स. टेररिस्ट के पास इंटेग्रिटी नहीं होती है, बट इन रॉन्ग सेंस. ओके, हाँ, पैशन भी कर सकते हो, यस, पैशन भी कर सकते हो, यस. अरे नॉलेज मीन्स योर एबिलिटी टू, योर नो हाउ ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर थिंग. हाँ, जैसे रेवेन्यू एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर, हाँ, इंफॉर्मेशन, यस, अवेयरनेस अबाउट टेक्निकल नो हाउ. इंटेग्रिटी हाई है, ओके, बट नॉलेज खराब है उसकी, वो ब्रेन वॉश किया हुआ है उसको. इंटेग्रिटी तो हाई होता है उनका. हाँ, वो इंडिविजुअली ही थिंक्स, इंडिविजुअल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ही इज अ मैन ऑफ इंटेग्रिटी, बट नॉट इन सोशल कॉन्टेक्स्ट. ओके, टेररिस्ट का अलग है थोड़ा सा एग्जाम्पल. यूजुअली वो एनपीए है, हम उसको बोल सकते हैं एनपीए नेगेटिव सेंस, वो भाग गया एनपीए करके. अब नहीं, क्लेवर इवल में नहीं आएगा वो, बिकॉज ही डोंट नो व्हाट ही इज डूइंग. टेररिस्ट देखो, वो जो है वो डिफरेंट है केस. ओके, बट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट यूथ हु आर ज्वाइनिंग दीज टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. ओके, जिनको पता है कि यस दे आर डूइंग रॉन्ग, वो क्लेवर इवल है. हैकर्स, हाँ, उनको क्लेवर इवल बोल सकते हैं, यस. ठीक है. हाँ, you can say that youth who are joining these terrorist organizations, उनका specific लिखना ये example. Okay, I mean they have integrity, they are sticking to their ideals. That is why they are ready to give their life also. Okay, but because wrong information has been provided, they have been misguided, brainwashing has been done. That is why they are doing all these wrong things. Okay, so basically they are an asset for our country. ठीक है, बट वो है कि नाउ दिस एसेट हैज बिकम अ लायबिलिटी. इसमें डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड को भी तो बोलते हैं ना कि डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड इफ नॉट यूज्ड वेल इट विल बिकम डेमोग्राफिक लायबिलिटी. ठीक है, सो ये है सब कॉन्सेप्ट है. एफिशिएंसी इंटेग्रिटी हो गया, एफिशिएंसी करप्शन हो गया, एंड इंटेग्रिटी एंड करप्शन नाउ बोथ आर opposite to each other. Integrity and corruption. If no integrity is there, certainly corruption will come. What is happening in present society? आज हो क्या रहा है? Today what is happening?
Lack of social integrity.
lack of social integrity. In fact, individual integrity is also not there. I mean, this fire of material greed, this consumerism, these hedonistic tendencies, all of them have, it has led to this fire of corruption at all the levels. Okay, I mean, people want to earn more and more in less and less time. Okay, and in order to do this thing, they are ready to compromise with their principles. And the moment they compromise it, they lose their integrity. Okay, in fact, integrity is so important for the society. Gandhiji has also said this thing, that integrity is integral to a healthy society. One quote is there, integrity is integral to healthy society. A healthy society leads to a healthy government. Arrow बना के भी लिख लो if you want. Healthy society leads to healthy government. Integrity is integral to a healthy society. Healthy society leads to healthy government, and healthy government leads to healthy nation. Okay, there is a saying in Hindi also like आदमी तब तक शरीफ है जब तक उसे बदमाशी का मौका नहीं मिलता. Okay, a man shows integrity, he is good until he gets a chance to become corrupt. Okay, वो अंगूर खट्टे हैं वाली कहानी ज़्यादा होती है उसमें, right? So, why this thing is happening? Because integrity is not there. Okay, people do not realize that the value of their work is decided by the values with which they do the work. Okay. So this thing is very important. In fact, this thing, integrity has been taken into regard by government also. Government is mulling over many new reforms like integrity surveys in government organizations. ये लिख लो जो steps हैं जो अभी government सोच रही है. CVC index, sorry. Integrity index, yes. अच्छा वो ट्रांसपेरेंसी इंटरनेशनल वाले की बात कर रहा हूँ. सेंट्रल विजिलेंस कमीशन का है क्या? अच्छा ये शुरू किया है. When minute has started? Okay. So you can write that example. CVC index, integrity surveys, integrity certificates are also there.
CVC is asking for oath. Posting that oath in WhatsApp and uploading on the group to be obeyed.
Okay, yes. In fact, one integrity clause has also been added. Okay, I mean all these people, if the directors of CBI, special directors, they should have unquestionable integrity. Okay, इसको integrity clause बोलते हैं. In fact, one more terminology is there, integrity pact. इंटेग्रिटी पैक्ट क्या है? सुना होगा इसके बारे में? नो आइडिया. अभी ये ऑगस्टा वेस्टलैंड का जो डील था, क्या हुआ था इसमें? The contract was cancelled in the end. Okay, why it was cancelled? Because of integrity pact only. Basically, it's an instrument which has been developed by Transparency International in 1990s. Okay, in this instrument what happens, an integrity pact is signed between the company, the procurement agency and the government. Okay, and this oath is there that no party will give bribe. If government official takes bribe, then the other party will inform about it to the government and vice versa. And if any case of corruption comes out in open, then the deal will get cancelled outrightly, and the other party will have no right to approach court. वो आप इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट या कहीं भी नहीं जा सकते फिर. Okay, so this integrity pact is very important. A separate 5 marker can come on it. Okay, so integrity surveys, integrity recognition certificates, integrity pacts is there. There is a separate column for integrity in annual confidential reports also, ACRs. Annual confidential reports, separate column for integrity is there. You know what ACRs are?
I think France is just signing this with respect to
Hmm.
military exchanges with the Indian government. That's why they have taken the BJP government has taken a recuse in this sense with respect to rapid deals.
Okay.
Integrity, we won't disclose the fight, don't disclose the amount.
नहीं, इसमें तो डिस्क्लोजर होता है बल्कि इंटेग्रिटी पैक्ट में तो.
पता नहीं यहाँ पर they have taken a recuse saying that we have a particular agreement with the France, so they cannot disclose the mechanism.
तो it means that integrity pact has not been signed. ठीक है. एक इनफैक्ट IMF भी फॉलो करता है, उनका एक लाइन है इंटेग्रिटी हॉटलाइन. जस्ट फॉर एन एग्जांपल यू कैन राइट इट, इंटेग्रिटी हॉटलाइन IMF फॉर हैंडलिंग एलिगेशंस अगेंस्ट करप्शन. Okay. कैरेक्टर सर्टिफिकेट, यस यस, वो स्कूल में भी तो देते थे कैरेक्टर सर्टिफिकेट, वो वही वैल्यू है उसका बस. Yes, endorsement is there that this man has integrity, but you know, I mean the value of that paper. चलो एक जस्ट 2-3 लाइनें लिख लो उसके अंदर. In today's world, I mean rest of the things about integrity and corruption we'll do later in the 7th unit. Okay, just write out just a basic introduction. In today's world, comma, the aggravation of material greed, the aggravation in today's world, the aggravation of material greed has as a reaction set ablaze the fire of corruption at all levels. Set ablaze the fire of corruption at all levels. Everybody has the urge to reap the maximum benefits with the minimum efforts. Such tendency has led people to compromise on their morality, as well as ethical code of organization. This leads to corruption. Okay, so integrity, corruption, you can also add that link जो मैंने बताया था, corruption, moral impurity, no moral reasoning, corruption. That link can also be there. Okay.
Counter this by saying that greed is not necessarily the only reason for corruption.
Greed.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Lead to good action also.
Greed can
Lead to good action also.
lead to good things.
Actually, greed can itself cannot be a reason for corruption. If combined with bad values, then it becomes corruption.
See, greed in itself has a negative connotation. Okay, greed होता क्या है?
Need is what is
Greed for good things.
Greed for good things.
need action.
Greed for knowledge, you can say. But knowledge through right means also.
You can have greed for material things also.
हाँ देखो वर्ड का यूसेज है एक्चुअली. ग्रीड जो वर्ड है ना, इट इज यूज्ड इन नेगेटिव कॉनोटेशन ओनली. ओके, उसमें आप कह सकते हैं कि एस्पिरेशन फॉर नॉलेज, सम अदर टर्मिनोलॉजी कैन बी यूज्ड. ओके, or you can end in this way, that if you really want to be greedy, greed for knowledge, okay, greed for the love of God, इस तरीके से कुछ जो है ना फैंसी कुछ इमोशनल सा टाइप से एंड कर सकते हो. राइट चलो एक लास्ट वैल्यू करेंगे, डेडिकेशन. इट विल नॉट टेक मोर देन 15 मिनट्स. डेडिकेशन टू पब्लिक सर्विस. करेंगे प्रॉपर्टी बाद में करेंगे. प्रॉपर्टी 7th यूनिट के अंदर है. आई विल कम टू दैट. व्हाट इज डेडिकेशन? क्या होता है डेडिकेशन?
Motivated to do something consistently.
Doing what you supposed to do. वो तो ड्यूटी हो गया.
Motivated to do something.
Motivated to do something. Yeah, motivation is a part of dedication. I mean, basically it's a quality of being able to give your time, your energy, or completely yourself to a particular task or an event. Okay, basically dedication is commitment with passion. What's the difference between commitment and dedication? Commitment can be both formal and informal, whereas dedication is always informal in nature. Okay, like suppose you have signed a contract with a particular company. Okay, it has led to a formal commitment. Then if that company, let's say it transfers you in some remote area, now I mean you are not dedicated. Okay, no informal commitment, no emotions are attached to the progress of company. So, I mean nothing, no dedication is there. But you have to go to that remote place. Why? Because formal commitment has been made. Are you getting my point? Whereas dedication is always informal in nature. Okay, these two words are used interchangeably also, commitment and dedication. But the difference is that dedication is informal commitment or commitment with passion.
You also say commitment is just a promise and dedication is action.
No, dedication. And both are emotions only to some extent, you can say. Okay. Like Bhishma Pitama. He was committed to Kauravas, but he was dedicated to Pandavas. एक formal commitment था because he took the vow that I will always protect Hastinapur. वो formal commitment था एक. Okay, but emotionally he was never attached to Kauravas. नहीं थे ना. तो वो dedication था. वो dedication पांडवास के लिए था. Right. But formal commitment was there for the Kauravas. Like many times we see that police officials, they do not register a complaint if the crime has taken place outside their area of jurisdiction. Why this thing happens? They are committed. Formal commitment is there to control law and order, maintain it in their area. But they are not dedicated to the idea of crime-free society. Okay. So that's the difference between commitment and dedication. Okay. In dedication we have perseverance. What do you mean by perseverance?
Keep trying. Keep trying.
Keep trying. I mean, I told you in orientation class also that it is the hard work that you do when you get tired after doing all the hard work. The hard work that you do after getting tired from doing all the hard work. Okay, I mean, a simple word है जिनके अंदर हम लोग we can understand perseverance. Some other technical definitions are also there, but this is the simplest manner. Hmm?
They are keeping if poem can again be quoted.
Yes, yes, you can. Yes. Okay. So first, just write down the basic idea of dedication, and then I will discuss its importance in civil services.
Perseverance is just different from dedication.
Perseverance is part of dedication. Okay. Dedication is a quality. Dedication is a quality of being able to give or apply one's time, attention, or self entirely to a particular action, entirely to a particular activity, cause or person. Entirely to a particular activity, cause or person. Dedication is the highest form of commitment. That is commitment with passion and love. Commitment sometimes suggests that one is bound or obligated, because he has made a pledge, or a promise through a formal agreement. However, in case of dedication, a person is inspired by the sense of duty and his ideals, or the ideals of the state or society. Is inspired by the sense of duty and his ideals, or the ideals of the state or society. 2-3 लाइन और लिखो उसमें. Dedication is gained through both commitment and perseverance. Is gained through both commitment and perseverance. That is steady persistence shown in achieving a particular goal in spite of difficulties and discouragement. In spite of difficulties and discouragement. Okay. So basically dedication will decide the level of motivation you have. Okay. And the length of measure you will take to achieve a particular goal. Okay. Now tell me why dedication is important in civil services, especially in developing countries like India. क्यों जरूरी है बताओ. कॉन्टेक्स्ट में ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इट इन इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट.
Indian civil service operates with lot of constraints. So higher calling is required to go beyond call of duty.
Yes, I mean, the first thing you can write is that the requirement, the developing requirements of India. Okay, I mean, in order to take India from that colonial, that dark period of colonialism to the new heights of economic development, an extra effort is required. Okay, it can't be achieved by just doing your duty, taking salary and doing your duty. That kind of approach is not going to motivate you to put that extra effort. Okay, so for that dedication is required.
Apart from the formal problems quoted in the documents, we have some other problems that can be solved.
हाँ, yes. वो developmental problems होती हैं usually. तो पहला तो आप ये लिखेंगे that extra effort. You got the perspective? Okay. From dark period of colonialism to new heights of economic development. ठीक है?
So for the low civil service to population ratio in the Indian context.
हाँ, उसमें वो भी आएगा. Yes, that thing can also come. उनको कहो कि difficult situations, difficult and hostile conditions you can write. Difficult and hostile conditions. This is the second perspective. Okay, like the staff which is provided to you. When you will become the SDM or DM, you will realize the thing that staff is completely useless. पहले तो आधे छुट्टी पर रहेंगे and half of them which are available also, they are of no use. So the situations, the funds are not available. Okay, the situation is very difficult. In fact, the environment is also very hostile. Let's suppose एक case लेते हैं. So suppose you are asked to implement a family planning project in a very conservative society. Okay, now you know that people are usually against this use of contraceptives and other things. Okay, I mean, in most societies this thing is considered taboo, use of contraceptives. Okay, so people are hostile, even your employees are against this project. The fundings, because it's not a populist measure, बल्कि ज़्यादा लोग होंगे तो वोट ज़्यादा होगा. So it's not a populist measure, so usually the funds are also not available. Okay, staff is undertrained. You doesn't even have a good relation with your minister. Okay, what will you do in such conditions? क्या करोगे? क्या mentality आएगा mind में? Go to hell वाला जो mentality होता है. Okay, छोड़ो project को. Right. So how you can avoid this such tendency? Only when you have dedication. Hostile condition, कश्मीर में क्या होता है? Army is serving those people who are pelting stones on them. कहाँ से करोगे उनका काम, उनके लिए help? How you will work for their development? Only when you have dedication. That same goes with Naxalite areas also. Are you समझ में? So this can be a perspective for dedication. Like एक concept है punishment posting का. Punishment posting क्या होती है punishment posting?
If you don't toe the line of your
हाँ, they will serve you in some area in which it is very difficult to survive for you. Okay, like जैसे एक interview में this question was asked कि suppose you are not in line with your superior and you have been posted to an area in which even water is not available for drinking. So what will you do? So the guy replied that, sir, now then the work becomes very simple. First of all, I will work for providing drinking water to people only. Okay, so this kind of approach is required. And how this approach will come? Only when you have dedication. Okay, if you have dedication, then you can even work in, let's say, Human Rights Commission. Punishment posting की जरूरत, no powers are there. Okay, वहाँ पे भी you can work really well. Then next perspective you can write is your scope for corruption. Scope for corruption.
Is it linked to the fact that civil servants in India have a lot of latitude, lot of powers?
हाँ, discretion है और discretion leads to scope of corruption. Huge scope is there. I mean, every time there will be someone available to give you bribe. और छोटा bribe नहीं, बड़ा bribe, 50 lakh, 1 crore. I mean, for a person who hasn't seen much money in his life, 1 crore is a very huge amount. ठीक है? How you will be able to remain on the right path? आपके, I mean, see, in class it is very easy to say no to 1 crore rupees, but when it is lying in front of you in hard cash, 2000 के नोट बैग में रखे हुए, it will become very difficult for you to say no. Only at that time dedication will help you. Okay, so scope for corruption, and not only external forces. I mean, you will see that you are being honest, you have been suffering because of it. Okay, no good relations with your employees, with your colleagues, with your superiors, with your political boss, no good relations. Okay, no postings are there, your colleagues, they are living a very good life. Okay, you are traveling in scooter, वो अभी Mercedes पर आ गए हैं अपनी, उन्होंने घर बना लिए बड़े बड़े अपने, right? And internal tendencies भी तो ना, those hedonistic tendencies that come from inside, one has to control those things also. And how that things can be controlled? Only through dedication to this public service, dedication to serve your own country. Okay, so I hope,
One component you said that dealing with hostile population.
yes.
Another requirement of dedication can also be the opposite of it, that where you have high expectations from the people. So high levels of dedication is required from the development.
When people have high expectation from you, yes, that वो आप लिख सकते हो. See, in India, the bureaucrats not only perform maintenance functions but also developmental functions. Okay, see, maintenance function, they are as per rules and regulations, no extra effort is required. But for developmental functions, your own initiative is required. Okay, how you will start a new initiative if it doesn't have any dedication with you? Okay, so developmental functions requires utmost dedication to your job. So this is also in perspective.
It can be also linked to the conception of Indian state as a welfare state compared to a police state.
वो पुलिस स्टेट तो बहुत पुराना हो गया, अब खत्म हो गया that concept. अब कहाँ है पुलिस स्टेट?
So we have a conception of Indian state as a welfare state.
हाँ लिख सकते हो.
The expectation
हाँ,
of people.
welfare of people requires dedication. Okay. So these are all different perspectives. Especially in developing countries like India, dedication is must. Okay. Just 3-4 लाइनें लिखो, उसको खत्म करते हैं. Dedication to public service involves, जैसे you can give example of that निर्भया case. पुलिस ने कंप्लेन रजिस्टर नहीं किया था. ओके, FIR रजिस्टर नहीं होते. ठीक है. Dedication to public service involves integrating yourself with the idea of public good or public interest. Single-minded, relentless pursuit of public good is there. A dedicated person remains motivated even if the task given to him is non-exciting and unwanted. Dedication ensures that the sense of duty becomes an end in itself. dedicated public officers are satisfied and happy by just doing the task. They enjoy the journey. They enjoy the journey, and work itself motivates them. Work itself motivates them. ओके फिर वो पर्सपेक्टिव हैं जो आप लोग लिख चुके हैं सारे, राइट. एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ पर्सनालिटीज हु हैव डेडिकेटेड देयर लाइफ. ओके, एपीजे कलाम थोड़ा क्लीशेड है. और एग्जाम्पल्स दो. कितने सारे रेवोल्यूशंस हुए उनके एग्जाम्पल्स दो. अरे स्वामीनाथन जी हैं, ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन. He dedicated his life towards that particular goal to provide food to every citizen of India. Korean White Revolution. Anna Hazare, corruption-free government and society, though his motives are now being questioned. Nuclear project. Honi Jagir Baba. Mega Patkar. Yes. Again a bit controversial. Your space program of India, Vikram Sarabhai, you can add. E. Sridharan, Metro Man of India, highly dedicated to his work. फिर एक आपके विश्नोई. अच्छा, yes, you can give his example. एक अभी last year he got the award, O.P. Chaudhary. आपके छत्तीसगढ़ IAS ऑफिसर. ओके, यू शुड रीड अबाउट हिम. O.P. चौधरी. एलेक्स पॉल मेनन भी यू कैन गिव एग्जांपल. तो ऐसे एक बाबा आमटे हैं आपके महाराष्ट्र साइड में, लेप्रेसी पेशेंट्स के लिए बहुत वर्क किया है. मदर टेरेसा. कितने एग्जांपल्स हैं, आप लोगों को याद क्यों नहीं आते भाई? हाँ, वी शांता एक कैंसर स्पेशलिस्ट है, आई थिंक चेन्नई, शी इज वर्किंग देयर. ओके, सो मेनी एग्जांपल्स आर.
Doctors who take nominal fees of say 5 rupees.
Yes, if you know the example, yes, you can write it. Okay, chalo. So that will be all for today. Thank you.